Well, it's fitting that we finally get rain on the day of this event. This must be another sign from God. But I've known Joe for 30 years. He called me. I said, I'm in. I need to read my stuff because I'll forget everything. But I'm a studio musician, and I'm a songwriter here in town. And I actually had instruments at sound check. But that wasn't the point. I saw the devastation, and I saw a lot of those guys crying because they had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of gear, which was basically their retirement savings. And as Joe said, they had no insurance. So when the idea of NasH2O was first discussed, we realized we needed the cooperation of the insurance companies because they were the ones that were handling the claims of the big artists who did have insurance. And we needed the cooperation in order to get the possession of the flood-damaged guitars. So we talked about that morning, and then that afternoon I went down to my triage location, which was this huge warehouse over off of Elm Hill Pike where all this stuff was there. And I ran into one of my guys in Reba McEntire's band, who I'm also her steel guitar player, and he said, man, we got Keith Urban stuff and Vince Gill and Toby Keith stuff downstairs. You ought to check this out. I went down there. It was unbelievable. We had what was called the hanging tree with all of Keith's guitars. And then you walked in the back and you had the Vince Gill wing. And it was heartbreaking, all these beautiful instruments. And I'm just sitting there looking around, and I saw Vince wandering around, and everybody's trying to smile, but it's like, it's pretty crazy. And I walk out, and I run into Robert Frost. And I had never met Robert Frost. I'd always heard about Frost's specialty, but I ran into him. I said, you, because I had met him at a Garth Brooks concert a few years before when we played in Kansas City. And I explained to Robert what we were trying to do, and he said, man, I'm on it, but I'm really busy right now. I've got to go in and deal with this. He said, can you send me an email? So I sent him an email that afternoon, and I didn't hear back from him, that day. And I said, well, he's busy. But I heard back from the Fireman's Fund Insurance Company the next day. And I was contacted by Danielle Kagan, and she's the director of the Fireman's Fund Heritage Program, which is the charitable division of Fireman's Fund. And I didn't realize that Fireman's Fund gives millions of dollars every year to fire departments. So we discussed, she expressed a willingness to be involved in this, and so a week later, I'm in California, and Danielle flew down with Jared Schmickel, who's the head of Fireman's Live Entertainment Division. And we had lunch in Palm Springs, really nice. I actually had a concert there, but they came in, and we talked about this partnership, and they said, look, put it together, we're in. So I can honestly say that this wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for them. So anyway, on behalf of, they all shared our vision, but we couldn't have done it without Robert and firemen. So I'd like to invite Robert Frost, President of Frost Specialty, and Lauren Bailey, Vice President of Entertainment and Commercial Insurance for Fireman's Fund Insurance Company, to say a few words. Thanks.